Welcome back to Urban Rhino Tutorials. Today I'm going to show you how to make a painted wood necklace. For this tutorial, we are going to use a combination of spray paint or acrylic or craft paint and washi tape. So this tape you can buy, you can order it on Amazon. These were actually purchased from Hobby Lobby, and you can buy them just depending on what you're looking for. These are all printed. Some of these are solid, some are printed, and then these are metallics. So I have one here. I'm going to use this kind of floral print, and I want to use this rose gold color on here. And then what I'm going to do is I started with a little wood, this is a wood bead essentially. It's a long, it's like rectangular in shape, and it has a hole drilled through it so you can put wire through it and attach it to the necklace, which is what we are going to do. If you wanted to do different beads, so like the picture on the tutorial cover shows 3 beads like this. So in the last one I made, it was just 3 solid beads with the eye pin through it and then the chain. You could do that. I just wanted to show a little more complex one here. You can use these more geometric little beads that are like faceted in shape here with all the different little parts there. So I have one that I've already painted, and I just use spray paint on this. So I put a toothpick through it and set it on I held the toothpick and spray painted all the sides, and then I just propped it up over a Dixie cup so that it could dry. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to wrap parts of it with this tape just to give it just a little bit more design. So I think what I'm going to do is I want this to be a little bit asymmetrical, so not so perfectly spaced out. And I'm going to wrap it like this, and then I'll trim it. So I've got my first part there. I'm gonna let this be the front, I think. And then I'm gonna put another piece on here of the rose gold color as soon as I can get it to come up here. I'm going to trim off this first part because it's a little yuck. And you could do a lot of different things with this. You could use painter's tape and tape it off and paint it with some kind of geometric design if you wanted. You could cover the whole thing with the tape. You can keep it all paint if you want. There's so many different ways you could go about this. So I'm trying to decide. I think I'm gonna put it right next to it. And let's see, I'm trying to decide what I want the front to be. I think that is gonna be the front. So I'm gonna start the tape back here. I'm just gonna put it right next to the existing tape that's already on there, and I'm just going to press it down as I put it on here. I have to pull the backing away. That might be helpful. It's like, why is this not sticking? That would be why. The spray paint I used is kind of a gloss finish, so it's slippery a little bit. So I'm wrapping this around. I want to make sure it's pressed down really well. And I'm going to trim just like that. So this is my front. I've got my little bar here, and now I'm ready to assemble it. That's my front. I decided. Making choices here. And honestly, it doesn't matter because when it's on your eye pin, it's going to spin anyway, so there's no point in spending a lot of time determining which side you like the best. So what I'm gonna do is, if you don't have eye pins, or you don't have eye pins that are long enough, you can use some wire. I'm using 20 gauge. You could potentially go as big as 16 gauge. I would probably stick to the 18 to 20 gauge, should be ideal. And I'm going to cut off a section here. This opening here is a little bit bigger than the usual loop size I would make, so I want to make sure that my loop is a little larger. So I'm taking my pliers and making a loop. I'll link to a video that is how to use an eye pin if you have never used one of those before. I'm not going to spend time now explaining that. Straightening out my wire a little bit. I'm going to slide that through, and I've made my loop big enough so it's not going to slide through now. And then on this side, I want to cut it. Normally we would cut, because again, we try to keep usually the loops are pretty consistent in size. They are about an eighth to 3/16 of an inch is how big I make my loops. This one is more like a quarter of an inch, just because I wanted it to be a little bit bigger. So usually when I cut the wire that's sticking out, I cut it so that there's about a ½ inch sticking out to make those consistent size loops. But again, because I want this to be a little bit bigger so that it doesn't slide back through, I'm cutting the wire a little longer than usual. And to make my loop bigger, I'm sliding the wire down further on my round nose pliers. Normally I would make my loops up higher to make them smaller. Again, just check out that video that I'll link below if you are unsure how to work with, there we go. If you're unsure how to work with a eye pin. So now I have my loop on each side here. And what I'm gonna do is connect my loops with my chain. So you can do this one of two ways. Well, first let me cut some chain off. Okay, that will be good. So you can do this one of two ways. You can either use a little jump ring and connect them on, or you can open the loop right up and connect it that way. I don't like having the additional jump rings on there, so I'm going to actually open these eye pins back up a little, and I'm going to loop that chain on. Some of you might be looking at this wondering, why did she use one big piece of chain, and how are you going to put it on? Well, once I get done, I will cut it in half, find the halfway point and cut it, and then I need to open this up more. And then from there, I will add my jump rings and clasp. So there we go. Close it back up using your round pliers. Okay, just like that. And then same on this side. And the nice thing too is that once you connect your chain, your eye pin cannot slide through, or at least not very easily. Go. Goodness. There we go. So you can see, and again, I'm not gonna waste the time showing you how to connect a jump ring. My kids that are making these are in jewelry and glass too, so by the second level, I feel like they should know how to attach jump rings and a clasp. So I'm not gonna waste time showing you that, but what we would do is cut this in half here at the halfway point, and then they would connect a jump ring on each side and their clasp. But you can see here, I have the bar with the loop sticking out each side and the chain connected. So again, the way this is going to look is going to depend completely on the colors you choose, the shape that you choose for your wood item, and so on. So I will include links to how to use eye pins as well as how to use a jump ring in case you're unsure of that. But other than that, that's it for this tutorial. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure you stay connected with Urban Rhino on social media. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, comment below, and of course, subscribe to our channel.